welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series on all things pertaining to business valuations. I'm Melissa Gragg, a financial expert witness in St. Louis, and I have the pleasure today of discussing divorce and court and trials with Randy Kessler. That was one of the questions that I had is, I think that what everybody is concerned about it, and I hear this from divorce attorneys and these online trials, it's about the psychology of the trial process. We go in there and it's a performance for all intents and purposes. Now, when we see each other in the hallways, I know all the other experts, I know all the attorneys, I know the judges, and so do you. And we're all like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? And the clients enter and we're like, I will see you in court, and for me, the psychology is watching the judge, right? I don't necessarily care how hard an attorney comes for me because half the time I'm not even looking at them. Like I'm just looking at the judge. And like, if I see that face or the it's usually the furrowed brow, right, that I'm like, okay, I need to say it again in another way. But I think that that's what is going to be hard for some people. It's just that, especially if you've done your whole career, having kind of a litigation process, You're
right. I mean, you bring up 2 points. One is, we're all self-aware. Maybe judges that make furrowed brows or roll their eyes will see themselves and say, oh, I shouldn't do that. And maybe lawyers will see, oh, my tie's not crooked. We should become more self-aware. But what you're saying is absolutely right. I mean, clients pay me and you to tell their story. They've lived this horrible life. They've been a victim for the last 30 years. They paid us a lot of money to march into court and explain to the judge what's been done to them. And I've got to put on the show and I've got to do it authentically. But they want their lawyer to be impressive. They want their lawyer to be well-dressed. They want their lawyer to have the best computer, the best staff, the best arguments, the best, written briefs. And you lose some of that on Zoom. And what about younger lawyers may have the advantage? Younger lawyer has a better internet connection or knows how to manipulate the process and knows how to get the ring light so that they're lit up better than the other side who's in a dark room because they don't want their spouse to hear and they're in the basement. There are a whole bunch of different issues. People that are more comfortable on camera, like on social media, the TikTokers may rule the world. Oh, yeah. The best litigators may be the best TikTokers of today. So it's a change, it's an evolution, but and we started this talking about my law school class, and I had to encourage them and make them not feel so bad. And I told them when I came out of law school, there was a whole new evidence code. So I started with the new evidence code, but the older lawyers were upset. They had to learn all the new statutes and the new numbers. They're coming out of law school today. Granted, the job market is harder, but they know how to use technology. And I'm an older lawyer. And if I have a young lawyer that knows how to make sure my Zoom works and everything else goes flawlessly, and they're not weirded out by having to try a whole case electronically, they've got an advantage over their opponents. I mean, it's something new, and it is new litigation. Like it or not, I mean, it's here to stay. It's more efficient. And then you start counting the benefits if you're in government, if you're in the judicial system, if you're a court administrator. Wow, I don't need the bailiff to be there today because nobody's in person. I don't have to worry about this family violence case where we got to keep the parties separated. I don't have to worry about someone getting lost in traffic and us having to start late. I mean, there are all these good reasons from a court administrative perspective to do virtual hearings and virtual trials and virtual conferences. It's just, the more you think about it, the more you start to realize, why haven't we been doing this all along? Granted, there wasn't the technology. You couldn't have the flawless video, and it's going to get better, right? 5G, 6G, 7G. It's going to be like real time. It can't